sports, NASA, Mars. All right, buckle up because we're about to dive headfirst into a theory so audacious, so mind-bending, it might just shatter your perception of every major sporting event you've ever watched. Forget the medals, forget the glory, forget the national pride for a moment. What if the roar of the crowd isn't just for a gold medal, but for a meticulously gathered data point? Welcome to the world of the Marathon Protocol, a deep-cut conspiracy theory suggesting that the biggest global sporting spectacles, from the Olympic Games to the FIFA World Cup, from the grueling Ironman championships to the most extreme ultramarathons, are not just competitions, but something far more profound, far more covert. The central premise? That these events are, in fact, covert NASA-funded experiments designed to push the boundaries of human endurance and gather critical data. Data not for sports science, but for space science, specifically for Mars. Imagine this: elite athletes, the pinnacle of human physical and mental capability, unknowingly participating in advanced human performance trials. Their every stride, every breath, every physiological response meticulously recorded. All of it a grand global simulation, preparing humanity for the ultimate frontier, the Red Planet. This theory posits that the sheer scale and global coordination required for events like the Olympics are not just about entertainment or national rivalry. Instead, they represent an unparalleled opportunity to conduct a distributed, real-world laboratory experiment. Think about it. Hundreds of thousands of athletes from diverse backgrounds, climates, and training regimens, all pushing their bodies to the absolute limit under a myriad of conditions. Where else could you gather such a vast, varied, and invaluable data set on human endurance, physiology, and psychological resilience under extreme duress? The theory suggests these are not just athletic feats, they are covert simulations for extraterrestrial environments, testing human limits for long-duration space travel or future colonization of Mars. The conditions on Mars are brutal. Low atmospheric pressure, extreme temperature fluctuations, radiation exposure, and the sheer psychological toll of isolation. While a marathon in London or a soccer match in Rio might seem far removed from the Martian surface, the theory suggests that these events offer crucial analogs. Consider the high-altitude training camps where athletes push their bodies to adapt to thinner air, a proxy for lower atmospheric pressure. Or ultramarathons across deserts, simulating the dehydration and extreme heat of a barren landscape. Even the psychological pressure of competing on a global stage with millions watching can be seen as a test of mental fortitude akin to the stresses of a multi-year mission to another planet. The proponents of the Marathon Protocol argue that NASA, or a shadowy organization operating under its umbrella, needs to understand the absolute limits of human performance to ensure the success of future Martian missions. They need to know how the human body reacts to prolonged stress, how quickly it recovers, what genetic markers contribute to extreme resilience, and how psychological factors influence performance under pressure. And what better way to collect this data than by leveraging existing, globally accepted structures, major sporting events where the participants are already self-selecting for peak physical and mental condition? The scale of this alleged operation is truly mind-boggling. It implies a level of global cooperation and secrecy that would make the most seasoned spy agencies blush. Every major sporting federation, every National Olympic Committee, every local organizing body, all in some way, wittingly or unwittingly, playing a role in this grand Martian deception. The theory often points to the seemingly limitless budgets of these events, the advanced biometric tracking technologies now commonplace in elite sports, and the increasingly rigorous health screenings for athletes as potential indicators. Are these just advancements in sports science, or are they tools for a far grander off-world purpose? Furthermore, the very nature of athletic achievement itself might be a key component. Elite athletes are anomalies. Their bodies and minds operate at levels far beyond the average human. The marathon protocol suggests that these individuals are not just naturally gifted, but perhaps subtly identified, monitored, and even guided into specific sports or training regimens that best serve the data collection objectives. They become unwitting pioneers, pushing the boundaries of what humanity is capable of, not just for a gold medal, but for the future of our species among the stars. It's a fascinating, if terrifying thought. Your favorite athlete could be a data point in humanity's greatest adventure. This isn't just about winning, it's about surviving. And if we're going to survive on Mars, we need every piece of data we can get.
Block 2. Athlete Mars Protocol. Continuing our deep dive into the audacious claims of the Marathon Protocol, let's peel back another layer and explore the alleged mechanisms and the evidence used to support this truly out-of-this-world theory. If major sporting events are indeed covert NASA experiments, how exactly do they function as such? And what specific aspects of elite athletics provide the most fertile ground for simulating Martian environments or the demands of lengthy space missions? The theory zeroes in on specific sports as ideal candidates for these grand secret trials. Take marathons, for instance. The sheer endurance required, the cardiovascular stress, the precise management of hydration and nutrition, and the profound psychological fortitude needed to push through the wall, these are all critical factors for long-duration space travel. A marathon runner's body is a finely tuned machine, and monitoring its performance over 26.2 miles provides invaluable insights into human resilience under sustained physical and mental stress. Triathlons escalate this, demanding multidisciplinary transitions and rapid physiological shifts, forcing the body to adapt quickly and efficiently across different strenuous activities. This could mirror the varied physical demands of a Mars mission, from spacewalks to habitat construction. Then there are the extreme endurance challenges, ultramarathons through deserts, Arctic races, or multi-day adventure races. These events plunge athletes into hostile, isolated environments, demanding not just physical prowess, but also unparalleled mental toughness and problem-solving skills under duress. Imagine an ultra-runner battling dehydration and heat stroke in the Sahara. Is that not a perfect, albeit terrestrial, analog for the challenges faced by astronauts on a desolate Martian surface? The physiological data collected from athletes in these conditions, core body temperature, electrolyte balance, muscle breakdown, cognitive function, would be gold for mission planners. High-altitude training regimens are another cornerstone of the theory. Athletes routinely train at elevations where oxygen is scarce, forcing their bodies to adapt by increasing red blood cell production and improving oxygen efficiency. This is a direct, real-world simulation of lower atmospheric pressure and reduced oxygen availability, conditions that would be prevalent on Mars. Could state-of-the-art high-altitude training facilities, often shrouded in secrecy due to competitive advantage, actually be covert NASA research labs disguised as sports performance centers? The theory suggests that the data gathered on acclimatization and long-term physiological changes in these environments is directly applicable to designing life support systems and training protocols for future Martian colonists. The collection of biometric data is central to the Marathon Protocol. Today, elite athletes are often adorned with an array of sensors, tracking everything from heart rate variability and sleep patterns to glucose levels and muscle activity. While publicly presented as tools for performance optimization, the theory suggests these devices, or even more advanced, subtly embedded sensors, are continuously feeding a stream of critical physiological data back to a central NASA database. This data, anonymized and aggregated, allows scientists to map the human body's ultimate limits, its breaking points, and its incredible capacity for recovery and adaptation, all vital information for keeping astronauts alive on Mars. Furthermore, the unusual physical and mental capabilities of some elite athletes are cited as potential indicators. Are these individuals simply genetic marvels, or have they been, perhaps unknowingly, selected or even subtly influenced through their careers to participate in these experiments? Their seemingly superhuman endurance, rapid recovery rates, and almost impenetrable mental resilience could be seen not just as athletic gifts, but as the very traits being sought and studied for the ultimate Martian colonist. The blurring lines between athletic achievement and scientific advancement becomes eerily clear under the lens of this theory. Of course, the sheer implausibility of such a widespread secret operation cannot be ignored. The logistical nightmare of maintaining secrecy across countless nations, thousands of athletes, coaches, and support staff for decades seems insurmountable. The cost alone would be astronomical, and the ethical implications of using unwitting human subjects for such a grand experiment are horrific. Why has there never been a significant leak? Why no whistleblowers from the thousands who would have to be involved? These are powerful counter-arguments that ground the theory in the realm of speculation. Yet, even as we acknowledge the monumental hurdles, the theory persists. It forces us to ask, what if? What if humanity's insatiable drive for sporting excellence is being subtly redirected for a greater off-world purpose? What if every finish line, every record broken, every medal ceremony is just another data point in a vast global experiment preparing us for the stars? It's a thought that truly blurs the lines between incredible human achievement and clandestine scientific endeavor. And it leaves us with one profound question. Are we just watching games, or are we witnessing the dawn of a new space age disguised as sports? The answer, for now, remains shrouded in the dust of both Earth and Mars.